I got a 9 to 5 job after I was an influencer full time.
If you had to put influencers in a bubble, I would put them in a bubble with reality TV stars.
As an influencer, gifts and PR can be reported as compensation by the company to the IRS.
Alright, so with how much I talk about influencers on this channel and what they've been up to recently, I think it'd only be fitting to talk about a more recent trend, something that I think will gain more and more popularity over the next coming months or years, and that is influencers actually quitting and going back to normal 9 to 5 jobs, because the absolute influx of people we saw, especially during 2020, when we had so much time on our hands to watch videos, TikToks, anything, there were more eyeballs on the internet compared to any time before. And honestly, it was much easier to gain a following in a particular niche. I mean, especially the lifestyle sort of influencers. But as we're going to see with a few clips and experiences, this is not a stable job. And with how quick the internet moves, your relevancy could disappear like that. The staying power is very difficult for any niche. I personally don't expect any of you guys to be watching me when I'm 60, 65 making YouTube videos still. But we could take a look at what some people are saying.
And it really be y'all favorite influencers that's getting regular jobs. Like, let's really talk about it. They're getting a job because it's temporary. Like, the whole social media influencer thing is really temporary. Even for people who are really, really successful at it, like, it only goes so far. It only lasts for so long. If you had to put influencers in a bubble, I would put them in a bubble with reality TV stars. Like, they're not celebrities, but like, they will be Ubering sometime soon. And even celebrities sometimes be having regular jobs or having businesses and stuff, because that stuff is not temporary. That stuff is temporary. What is that braid doing now? But all jokes aside, I see a lot of people on social media talking about that they have a regular job. And I really don't blame them, because you don't really know how long that your light is going to shine on the internet. Like, you genuinely don't know. That's why you should take advantage of the opportunity, but make sure you're acting normal at home.
Now, I think this is very important to take into account, especially with the younger generation. Gone are the days now, apparently, that anybody wants to be an astronaut when you ask, like, kid, what do you want to do when you grow up? Nobody wants to be an athlete. Everybody wants to be a streamer or an influencer or a YouTuber, some sort of content creator online. So we're going to get even more of an influx of influencers on all platforms. And even with more people going on the internet every single day, there's going to be an offshoot. There's only a certain amount of time and a certain amount of eyeballs each person's going to get. Some people are still going to be very successful and have the staying power, but it's honestly becoming increasingly more rare. So for many, there's going to be a point where this isn't really sustainable anymore, and there's no real choice other than getting a normal job. We could check out an influencer's experience.
I got a 9 to 5 job after I was an influencer full time. A little backstory, it was 2020. I was doing full-time influencing, and I was mainly on YouTube as my platform. I was making lifestyle content, but I didn't have enough going on in my life to keep making content. I felt very stale. I felt like I had nothing that I was like working towards. My validation came in the form of if I was getting views and likes, and if people liked me enough, and that is not healthy. I really hated the fact that I had to rely on algorithms for my success instead of just being able to rely on myself. That was like weird. I just genuinely felt like I didn't have enough stuff to even talk about or stuff to do, because I just didn't know, like, what was I even doing? I don't know.
Okay, so I've been on YouTube since 2010, making all different kinds of videos, and have had virtually no success. I mean, I guess I had a little bit during COVID. I used to play Fortnite like all the rest of the gamers. Nothing that would possibly be considered a full-time job until right now. And what I've seen is certain niches are just much more difficult to stay relevant. The gaming niche in general is pretty hard, especially if you play Minecraft, like kids games. Those kids that will watch you, and you've probably seen Minecraft YouTubers with millions of views. They're huge channels, but those kids grow up. So you need to be constantly trying to get new viewers, new and younger viewers, because every couple of years there's going to be a batch of your subs that just stop watching. Another huge one that is of course very popular in all of social media, because it kind of seems like anybody could really start doing it, is the lifestyle influencers. I don't think I really have to explain what they do. We've we've talked about it on this channel, but somebody makes some sort of video that blows up and starts to gain a following, and then they kind of try to monetize their entire life in the form of TikTok videos, Instagram photos, YouTube videos, and you do have to live that almost reality TV lifestyle where every single day that you make a vlog or a post, you're doing something insane, and it's just not sustainable because people aren't really like that. So I thought it'd be interesting to go through a couple of her pages right now. Right off the bat, we're going to be going over some numbers. I'm not trying to say anything bad. It's just the sustainability and how much money she could possibly make to maybe be able to do this full time, and clearly she wasn't able to. But hopefully, if you are thinking about this, you could look at some of the numbers and see what you kind of have to do to maybe actually try to pull this off. So right here, right off the bat, she's got about 80,000 followers on her TikTok, but they only end up pulling in a couple thousand views. So TikTok is a whole nother beast compared to YouTube videos. If you get 1 million views per YouTube video, you are doing crazy good. And I'm not saying you get no money on TikTok, but you get way less. So 80,000 followers isn't really too great, especially with the ratio to views. But she said she was primarily a YouTuber. So we go over to her page, 200,000 followers, about 300 videos, and she doesn't really post anymore. But even before it, she was really only getting maybe around 10,000 views. I saw somewhat of a recent video that got more, that hit around 65,000 views, and I think funny enough, it was talking about Botox, like a video that I just made on my main channel talking about many influencers and the beauty standards and how pricey all of these Botox and veneers, all the makeup, plastic surgery, whatever. So I thought it was kind of funny that one of the videos that actually did do well was an influencer talking about how much she would spend. But we could look at some of the numbers on Social Blade for her YouTube channels. Now, of course, it's going to be super low because she doesn't post anymore, so it doesn't really matter that she's like losing followers now or subscribers and only getting around 27,000 views. But I thought the total video views was actually pretty good, 94 million views. So initially I thought that was a positive, even though you could see over the past couple years, even all the way back to 2022, was slowly going down. Even her peak didn't even hit 500,000 views, which in an entire month, that's probably not the best. I don't really think you'd be able to live off of that kind of money. However, when you go to her most viewed videos, these are very, very old. She's had this channel for a long time, 16 years ago. And she was getting a majority of her really heavy views, millions, off of lyric videos from Selena Gomez, Miranda Cosgrove, Miley Cyrus songs. On top of not being able to sustain that lifestyle and keep the followers engaged on trying to live your best life, or at least show it to the camera, getting all of these views a long time ago and potential subs, even though it is just song videos, does end up hurting you with the algorithm in the long run. Because say if they are actually subbed for these lyric videos and out of nowhere you do like a vlog or a get ready with me, or, you know, going somewhere in New York City, something like that, right? All the people who initially subbed a long time ago weren't subscribed to watch those videos, so they're not going to click. The analytics are going to get worse. The click-through rate, the watch time, the views are going to be bad, and it's going to be harder for the algorithm to push your videos even farther out to people who don't watch your content normally. So my personal advice, if you want to start making videos that's in a different niche, I'd probably start a different channel. You probably have a better chance of being successful compared to having something a long time ago with old videos that got a lot of views and a lot of attention that don't connect with your current content. That's just my advice right now. We could go back to a couple more clips from other influencers. This one's a big one, very quick.
I want to be an influencer. I want to get PR. I want to get free stuff. No, you do not. This is a 1099 that I got in the mail yesterday. You know what this says? $63,000. Spoiler, I did not make $63,000 from this collaboration. As an influencer, gifts and PR can be reported as compensation by the company to the IRS.
I believe a lot of the influencers that just absolutely blew up from Instagram or TikTok overnight, making the dance videos and then out of nowhere getting all of these contracts, PR, sponsored posts, getting paid by YouTube or TikTok, and never really had any business knowledge, could actually fall into this, because it's not like working a normal 9 to 5. You get your check every week or every couple weeks from the company, and they already take out the taxes. You could see it on your pay stub, but it is taken out and given to the IRS without you having to do anything. And that is not the case when you technically work for yourself and you're some sort of content creator. So probably seems obvious to many, but if you didn't really know that, and let's say you made a easy, clean number, like $100,000. You go out and you spend that $100,000 on the lifestyle because now you're making six figures and you're doing really well, but you didn't pay any taxes on that 100 grand, and you're probably going to have to end up paying the IRS around $25,000. It is a little bit different depending on what state you're in, so the federal and state tax will be a little off, but around that. So if you didn't really know any better and you just kept living that lifestyle, you might be $25,000 in the hole. With the highs and lows of social media, you could end up falling out of relevance and also, unfortunately, being in debt at the same time.
For those of you who don't know, for a little while, I was actually doing content creation full-time. I did not have a typical job. I actually quit. I was making enough money that it was like, I don't need this part-time job, like at all. Like I was doing way better on social media than I was like working 3 days out of the week, like even with a master's degree. But something that was lurking over my head constantly was, if TikTok fails, like, first of all, you could be logged out at any point. I know somebody that had over 1 million followers and her account was deleted like that. So I'm thinking to myself, this is so unstable. And I am somebody who likes stability. Like I can't not have a plan. I don't roll like that. When I'm 45 or 65 or 75, what the hell am I gonna be doing? Like, let's just say TikTok does work out. I get like a cute little million, which is not little, but you know what I'm saying. I get like 1 million followers. I'm doing well. I got a nice cute little apartment in Manhattan. And then in 3 years down the line, when I lose relevance, like some of our favorite YouTubers have, where's the money coming from?
I think the same way that she does, which doesn't make sense at all because I've actually been, I guess, technically working for myself for around 5 years now. So stable income for me is kind of out the window because I have to take accountability for everything. But I guess that's why I feel like I'm so risk adverse now, because I know that any of the money that I make could change drastically very quickly. So I save as much as humanly possible. But another little tidbit at the end, which I thought was funny because she was another lifestyle influencer, was that eventual lifestyle creep to keep up with the Joneses like everybody on TikTok. So say if she hit it and got 1 million followers, she thought immediately she would need some sort of nice apartment in Manhattan, which would be thousands of dollars a month. And I mean like 5,000, not like 2,000. So even with all the videos that you see certain content creators making tons of money, they could just as easily blow it. And if they're not careful, or the algorithm doesn't like them, or TikTok doesn't like them, and they get banned for no reason, all of their income would evaporate in a second. So there is an argument to be made for some of these influencers just to go back to steady 9 to 5 work. I wouldn't doubt we'd see that more and more over the next coming months and years, because as I said in the beginning of the video, there are only so many eyeballs and not everybody could be a YouTuber who's been around for the past 10, 15 years. If you're lucky, you'd be around for a few years. I would consider myself lucky if I would still be making these videos past like 30 and I'm 27. I'd still feel like I'd actually make YouTube videos until I die just because I enjoy it, but like the relevancy is what I'm trying to say. But some influencers and future social media people just don't realize how quickly all of this could disappear. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That's all I got for you guys today. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and I'll talk to you guys later.